I am Stephen Farquharson, Technical Officer for Accreditation and Conformity Assessment at the CARICOM Regional Organization for Standards and Quality, CROSSQ. A very pleasant day to you all. Today, we celebrate World Accreditation Day and support the theme, Accreditation Supporting the Implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. There are many reasons to celebrate accreditation, and there are no doubts regarding the contribution to the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, referenced in the theme. Over the years, the CROSSQ have been involved in the development of accreditation tools, frameworks and protocols, the training of personnel, the formation of a Caribbean Corporation for Accreditation, the promotion and sensitization of accreditation benefits and its impact, as well as the support of several conformity assessment bodies to final accreditation. Through these programs, many businesses have been able to meet the market requirements, build trust, ensure efficacy, and demonstrate resilience. Through these efforts, the CARICOM region can stand proud and say that our culture of quality is evolving, and more the evidence of sustainability is being seen and felt. The people of St. Kitts-Nevis can stand proud because their contribution to regional development and sustainable growth are backed by the commitment of quality institutions like the St. Kitts-Nevis Bureau of Standards, the SKNBS. By appointing a National Accreditation Focal Point, they have and is supporting organizations to understand and develop accreditation readiness to meet global demands. Through these initiatives, St. Kitts-Nevis will be more competitive, more resilient, and by extension, more sustainable. CROSSQ therefore encourages St. Kitts-Nevis to continue and enhance the use of the available accreditation tools, systems, and framework to further the national efforts in developing the tenets of the Sustainable Development Goals. With each achievement of CARICOM member states, the regional and global goals of sustainable growth and development are one step closer. CROSSQ, with the support of its sponsors, programs, and stakeholders, commit to continue its regional initiative. On behalf of CROSSQ, I wish and hope that your memories of this day will be pleasant and significant. Have a happy World Accreditation Day.
Hello and welcome to Up to Standard. I am your host, Carissa Franks Benjamin. June 9th, 2021 marks World Accreditation Day, a global initiative established by ILAC and IAF to promote the value of accreditation. This year's theme, Accreditation Supporting the Implementation of the SDGs, focuses on the use of accreditation in supporting the implementation of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. It provides the opportunity for ILAC and IAF members to share examples with stakeholders, regulators, and consumers of how accreditation may be applied to meet objectives such as increasing trade, addressing environment and health and safety concerns, and improving the general overall quality of output in an economy. Today, I'm joined by Dr. Marcus Natta, Science and Research Manager at the St. Kitts-Nevis Bureau of Standards, who is also National Accreditation Focal Point for St. Kitts-Nevis, and Candace Gumbs, Pathology Lab Manager at the Joseph N. France General Hospital. Welcome.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having us.
So my first question is, what is accreditation and why is it important?
In our context, because accreditation, of course, goes across various spheres and disciplines, but in our context in the scientific community, especially in labs, accreditation specifically deals with formal recognition of a lab to perform, certain tasks, especially testing, inspection, or certification. And all of these are recognized towards a particular standard, international standard, and this is done by an independent body, which is often called an accreditation body.
Okay, and I understand that the Bureau of Standards is actively working towards lab accreditation. Tell me more about this.
So the St.Kitts-Nevis Bureau of Standards is the national standards body for St.Kitts-Nevis, but it is also the national laboratory for St.Kitts-Nevis. So within the Bureau of Standards, we have several laboratories in the areas of metrology, chemistry, microbiology. And so for us right now, we are working towards the ISO, which is International Organization for Standardization, IEC standard 17025, which specifically deals with the competence for testing requirements. And particularly, we are looking at some chemical analyses that we hope to become accredited to. Specifically, we are looking at pH, conductivity, and several others as well. And then hopefully, in the future, we'll also be accredited to some of our microbiology analyses.
Ms. Gumbs, the pathology lab at the GNF General Hospital is in the process of being accredited. Tell me more about this.
Okay, with regards to accreditation for us is a long journey, and we have put in place some quality management systems to reach to that point. We have developed our administrative standards, our national laboratory policies, which guides all laboratories on the island, medical laboratories. The draft policy has been set to the Parliament in order for it to pass. It will basically guide how all laboratories operate within the country, both public and private. With regards to our road to accreditation, we have a laboratory management stepwise improvement plan, and whereby all laboratories within St. Kitts and within the region has to complete the mandatory Tier 1 step towards accreditation. There's Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3, and then after you have passed all of those, then you go up and apply for accreditation. So for us, we are just implementing our quality management systems in order for us to reach the Tier 1 and accomplish that, and then move towards the other tiers towards accreditation.
Okay, what sustainable development goal or goals will this accreditation cover?
It speaks to good health and well-being, and I think as well, because people without a good health, persons are unable to fulfill the other sustainable development goals. So it also speaks to zero hunger and good education as well.
So there are 17 sustainable development goals that were set out by the UN for the 2030 agenda. And in particular, for the St.Kitts-Nevis Bureau of Standards, if we acquire lab accreditation for some of our analyses, this will definitely help to facilitate trade. And in the Sustainable Development Goals, they're built on 3 pillars: people, posterity, and the planet. And I can say that the Bureau of Standards touches all 3 of these pillars and almost all of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. In particular, though, the goal of climate action, as well as sustainable communities, as well as innovation and infrastructure, in particular, those goals, I think if we do achieve accreditation for some of our analyses, that will definitely help moving St. Kitts-Nevis towards achieving those particular goals.
Okay, what role does accreditation play in supporting the implementation of this or these SDGs?
So, I think one of the key words I always mention when we talk about accreditation is trust, and another one is confidence. And that's what really accreditation does for an entity. And so if we achieve accreditation, then the customers, our clients, they have that trust and confidence that the results that we give them, the tests that we do, are reliable and accurate, and that goes a long way in facilitating trade. And also, I know Candace can speak to this in terms of good health, because of the analyses that she would do in her laboratory as well. And so accreditation would give us that international recognition that we really need, so that any test that we do, any report that we put out, that any other country will accept that without having to retest. So that's where that trust and confidence comes in. And I think accreditation is a key pillar to helping us achieve those goals.
Same question? Okay. Well, with regards to our medical laboratory, as Dr. Natta was saying, trust and confidence. Our clients, the doctors, patients, will be confident when they come to us that whatever report that we give to them is one that is trust and worthy to go out and say, okay, I can pledge on this, this is accurate and precise. As well as for donor agencies, once a donor agency knows that their medical system, the support systems towards good health and a good medical system is accredited, then they have no hesitation when we go out and ask for support to further build our healthcare systems.
Okay. And anything else you would like to add? Either of you would like to add?
So, World Accreditation there is really significant, and I know here in St. Kitts-Nevis we are on the road to getting our labs accredited, not just the labs in the bureau or the hospital, but we are looking at and trying to encourage the private labs. We have several private medical labs and other types of labs, testing labs that are there, and we are encouraging them to get accredited, right, for the services that they perform. But I also want to say that at the Bureau, and I know at other labs as well, that we continue to adhere to international standards. And so although we have not been accredited, it does not mean that the work that we do is of any less of a quality. We are working towards that. Accreditation is quite expensive. It is quite a lengthy process, and we want to make sure we have all our systems in place. But at present, we work towards this, and we use internationally recognized standards to do our work, and so persons can still have that confidence that what we're doing is accurate and precise, but we would really want to get that international stamp of approval with accreditation, and that's our goal, and that's what we're working towards.
Well, Dr. Natta basically said most of what I would have said in a nutshell. With regards to our laboratories and medical lab, and as a public health national laboratory on the island, as he mentioned, even though we have not been accredited, we are taking measures and putting steps in place so that we follow quality management systems that basically guides our operation. So therefore, even though we don't have that stamp of approval, they can be rest assured that we are following standards that was set by international agencies and accrediting body or recognized agencies, such as, for one, we follow the ISO 15189 standard, which speaks to medical laboratories and how we operate. So as I mentioned, we are on a journey, and we are hopefully at the end of the tunnel that we reach towards accreditation. As he mentioned as well, it's quite an expensive feat, as well as we have to have human resource, which is lacking, and the financial support that is also lacking as well. However, we are looking towards it, and we're continuing on that road to accreditation. So hopefully sometime soon in the near future we will be there.
And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you both for coming on the show. It was quite informative. Join us again next time for Up to Standard.